Welcome and thank you for watching the next Android tutorial in the series, guys. Definitely appreciate you subscribing and commenting and giving thumbs up and sharing these videos with all your cats. Alright, so for today's tutorial, what we're going to be working with is saving to the SD card. So obviously we have a new button within our menu layout. And to make it simple for you guys, I've already set up the activity Save to SD and also a new layout also called Save to SD. Both of those are available on our website, mybringback.com. So just go there, mybringback.com, tutorials, and then the courses under the intermediate series. That's where the tutorial 14 should be. Right now I still need to do some work, like there's some random stuff in here. It should be on the second page. And just go to the 14th tutorial and bam! Right there is your code. We got the XML layout for you. Again, this is called save2sd.xml and save2sd.java. This is our activity setup. It just sets up all the references, kind of a base for you guys to work off because this is boring stuff. The other thing that we have to do is we have to go into our our menu.java class. We need to add this new string to our array of activities called save2sd, all uppercase, and then in the manifest you want to go over there, create a new activity, nothing new again, save2sd. That's the class name, and then with the reference or the identifier of our activity as save2sd, all uppercase. Again, that's what we threw in the string array. Okay, pretty easy. The last thing that you have to do is go into your menu, XML, add a new button, call it save to SD. Basically copy one of these buttons, put it as the next button with the reference of B4, and you should be good to go. If you guys can't figure that out, don't worry about it. I mean, we got a completed file you can download on mybringback.com as well. So let's jump into the tutorial right meow and jump over to our save.sd, save2sd.java. And what this class is going to do is save some data to the SD card. That's called external storage. And over here you can see some of the requests that I've gotten for the Android 2.0 series, working with RSS feed, save a picture, save a sound to the SD card, web services, scraping data, remote databases. That's kind of stuff we're getting into. So what we're going to do with this activity is save a photo and save a sound within the SD card, okay? And in order to do that, we need to check if there's an SD card available on the device, if there's external storage that we can save to. And if there is, the next thing we have to do is be like, can we write to it? Can we write to that external storage or the SD card? And if we can do both of those things, we're going to save a picture and a sound. So let's jump into it. The first thing that we have to do is set up our permissions for our Android activity. We do that within our manifest. So go ahead and open the manifest down here under the permissions tab. This is where the magic happens. We need to add a new uses permission. And we're going to say external. I thought it was going to pull it up for me. Come on. Work. Alright, well, it's called external something. See, I don't even remember half the stuff I do. It's not even called external. It's called like write external storage. Alright, so that's one permission we need to add. That way we can write to the SD card, but eventually we're going to read the information as well. So we're going to throw in that permission as well called read. Man, what is wrong with this thing? I don't know. Anyways, there's another permission called read external data. Never mind, screw that permission. I believe if we have the right to external data, we can also read to it. It only makes sense if that's the case. So let's delete that guy. Alright, so we have this new permission. We're able to write to the external data. Now we have to check if there is an SD card or if there's external data or storage that we can save data to. So how we do that is within our either onCreate method or whatever, we're going to create new booleans, okay? So these are going to be boolean values. One is going to be like is SD available or something, whatever you guys want to label these as, and then is SD writable. Okay, so two new boolean values. We might want to set these both equal to be false to start out with because we don't want to set them true when they aren't true. Alright, so now we have two new boolean values. what we want in order to write data to the SD card is to turn both these Boolean values and to be true, because then the SD card is available and it's writable, so we're able to make magic happen. Alright, so let's go into our onCreate method. This is generally where everything happens for most applications, just the setup. And we're just going to create a new method called check SD stuff. I mean, you don't have to, but I like to be specific. You know, check SD stuff makes sense. Then this method, we're going to either set the Boolean values to true, or if we aren't able to do those things, we're just going to set them to false as they are now. So the first thing that we need to do is set up a new string state, or string called state. And what the string is going to do is it's going to be the value of the SD card. So that's going to be like, hey, can we write to this? Yeah. Hey, can we read to this? Yes, you can read to it, but you can't write to it, or stuff like that. Okay, it's going to be the state of the SD card. And how we do that is we refer to the environment class, and then we just say get external storage state. Now, isn't that cake? That's simple. That returns the state of the SD card, like I mentioned. The next thing that we have to do is create some if statements. So let's just create an if, and we're going to say if the environment, again, that's kind of the environment of the the device that we're working with, dot media, and we have a different media functions. So the first one is media mounted, and as you can see here, this returns whether the media mounted is present and mounted at the mount point with read-write access. So that makes a lot of sense. All that's saying is there an SD card mounted, or is it plugged in? Now, if this is basically true, or if this is the same as whatever our state of our SD card is, that means our application does have an SD card, and we can write to our SD card. So what we're going to do is we're going to compare two different strings. So we're going to use the compare, or the equals. This is how you compare two different strings. Equals the value of state, because again, we already got the state of the SD card. Now we're just checking if that's the same as it being mounted. If that is the case, we can write to the SD card, which we'll get into the next tutorial. This one's again just kind of the basic setup. Else, what we're going to do is check for another environment dot media mounted read only. So sometimes the external storage is like, alright, you can access my files, bro, just check it out, but just leave everything as is, don't touch it. Alright, you can read it, but just don't touch it. So that's kind of what the read only state is. We aren't able to write to the SD card, but we can check out other files, we can read them, use them for application. So it's kind of cool, but it's not complete freedom like we want. So if that's the state, or if that's equal to our state object, again, our string, we can read. Okay, so read only here. And lastly, if neither of those are the case, we're just going to create an else statement, and this is going to be like, forgot the if here. So there we go. So that's kind of how our SD activity works. Anytime we're trying to save to the SD, again, we have to check if the SD is available. Oh yeah. So now what we're going to do is we're going to change our Boolean values again. So if the write is available, what we're going to do is we're going to say is SD card available. We're going to set this equal to be true, or booyah if we could, but we're just going to set it to be true. Or SD, and then writable, we're also going to set that equal to be true. And then we're going to copy these guys. Read only, we're going to just change the writable to be false because we can't write to it still. And lastly, the this is like both false. Just bad stuff. Alright, so that's kind of how it works. Again, we have some Boolean values, and the magic basically comes from this state string here, or the environment get external state. And then all we're doing is comparing what kind of state our SD card is for the device or the external data. And if it's equal to be media mounted of the environment, that means we can read and write. We can do everything pretty much with the SD card. But if it's equal to only read, then we can, again, read from the SD card, but we can't write to it. And if we get the or like none of these are the case, we just can't do anything. They either like threw their SD card in the toilet, or maybe their phone is plugged into their computer and they're developing for it, and that will not allow the SD card to work. So anyways, that's it for this tutorial. We got the setup for our SD card. In the next tutorial, again, we're going to save this photo and save this sound. So check it out. Thanks again, guys. Make sure you subscribe and check us out on G Plus as well. My G Plus is in the description. Also, you can check out Jake's G Plus. He does the iOS stuff. Thanks again, guys, and we'll catch you later.